Testing the mic, 1 2 1 2. Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a while. I know. Thank you also so much for joining. Thank you for coming once again. Your girl has been chilling. Welcome to spring. It's officially spring here in Canada. It had been like, I think 20th March, weather is warming up. We're all coming out from hibernation and all of that. But most especially, my birthday is coming up. And usually when it's around my birthday, I go into introspective mood. Like, I don't even plan it, but I just know I just go into my shell. Do you understand that kind of thing? But it's all love, it's all good. And I'm out because I need to report this important information. If you have not already, please make sure to like and subscribe. Welcome to Asi Darling Vlogs. On this channel, I talk about my life here in Canada. I have my main channel as well, just Asi Darling. If you can head over there and check my videos out, I'll truly appreciate it. Now, most recently, of course, I did a video talking about the pathways that Canada is looking at for this new season, 2025. Now, my last video, we're talking about the new administration. And for me, I just needed to hold off a bit because we want to be sure that certain policies that Mark Miller had put in place, we're going to go through. Now, we have confirmation about certain policies. Now, the problem is, first of all, I have to state here, when I saw this particular news that I'm reporting, a lot of people are getting duped by immigration, quote unquote, immigration experts. Many of you will swear you don't have money, but a family got duped of 15 million. They don't know yet that they've been duped, but they say they paid 15 million for the new caregiver pathway because they are a family of 3 and the mother is 5 million, father is 5 million, the other children is 2. Like, I don't understand it. Please note, even though the first one I read, it was like when I did the first breakdown, they updated it for that time. These people have been going back to the website to update new information. Right off the bat, if you are not in Canada, March 31st does not concern you. Don't go and lose money. If you're not in Canada, March 31st does not, we do not know when they are going to open for people outside Canada, for people that have gone to pay for courses. People have paid for a lot of things, and that's why we are faulting them. Like, you should have said, like, up front, so people just know. But now people have arranged everything and they're waiting for March 31st, and some do not know that it's for only people within Canada. Seriously, it's for only people within Canada. On this video, I'm just going to be breaking down some certain things that I feel like people missed out. Understand that, especially in cases like this, where people have 7 million to burn on an agent, 10 million to burn on an agent. If you want me to be the one to break down and maybe give you the feedback, of course, my email address is there. It is not free. As a matter of fact, I just need to say it so that when you now email me back and I don't say anything, because there's no need to stress. Sometimes we have to understand that minus free information of which I give here, and it has helped a lot of people. Some people want to be handheld, which is perfect, but it's paid. Better you pay and you're in the rights than to go and lose 20 million and come back and say, oh, Asi, oh, I'm writing you because this journey has cost me. I gave Agent Okoro 7.5. I gave Agent this one 9 million. I gave Agent this one 9 million. Those people are not even in Canada. But the one that is in Canada and tells you, okay, you will have to pay for consultation or you will have to pay for this or that is too much. Me a day here, just so that we know. Let it not be that I'm a wicked person. I'm here. It's the urgency of getting it is more on you. Because highest is thank you. Most times that's for people that say thank you. Because when people send me those stories, I'm like, I don't know what to say. I've said it on my channel. I broke it down. Sometimes I open the website and I read. Please do not get duped. I beg you. Do you know that the number of qualified people for this pathway in Canada is more than the amount of people the amount of slots? First of all. So I'm also going to be talking for those of you in Canada what you should do. Okay? Now, if you go to the official Canadian government website, please do not go to a blogger's website. When you Google anything about this, be sure that you're seeing canada.ca, not Canada visa system or Canada something. Those are different blogs. That is not the official government website. The official government website, canada.ca. You can put EN/immigration or whatever. But home caregiver worker pilot program, when you Google it, look for the ones on canada.ca. So on this pilot, of course, there are two streams. We have the child care and the home supports. Listen, you share tomorrow now, we will write story and you say, as it's not sounding, the way you are doing this video, it's like you are happy they lost money. Wait me that. Like, you know, when people write those type of comments, I don't even understand what you want me to do. To start the video with tears. You people like fake. I'm not an actress. I'm not sabi do all those things. I take time to break it down so that you do not fall victim. Money is hard. As much as money is hard, there are people losing money per day because you refuse to listen. One, you refuse to pay for certain important information from people that are in this, not people that are in Nigeria telling you that they are visa agents, that they are buying you slots. Some of you have paid money. You have not even written IELTS. In fact, let me not start getting angry. So we have two systems. Remember, there are two pilots. Anybody that is telling you anything outside these two is lying. There's childcare and there's home support. Each pilot has two application streams. Workers in Canada and applicants that are not working in Canada. So there are two streams. I told you there are two pilots, the child and home support, and then two streams. So those of you in Canada, March 31st is your date. Those of you outside Canada, at least the thing I will do for you is that by March 31st, when I've spoken, I have a couple of people that are, of course, waiting for that. When we successfully submit, I can now come back and say, okay, those of you that are outside Canada, see how then they arrange documents, see how then do you understand that kind of thing? Okay. So now, he went on to say, when the pilots are open, we only accept applicants for the workers in Canada stream. This was a part that was updated later. They said the one that are not working in Canada, they've not said anything, no. And please note that it's opening 10 a.m. ET. So I think it's Eastern Standard Time, which is Oshawa time. I think Ottawa time. Yeah, which is Toronto, Eastern time. ET is most likely EST. 10 a.m. will be like 8 a.m. our time. MST. Should be like 8 a.m., right? Because they are like 2 hours ahead of us. Yeah, it should be like 8 a.m. if you're in Calgary. If you are in British Columbia, it's 7 a.m. So I don't see any reason why you will be sleeping. That day, the website might crash. So pack all your documents and pack everything and just be there. Make sure you filled all the forms. Now we'll go to the most important part. Who can apply? Okay, Asi, can I apply? Asi, if you plan to live and work in Canada outside Quebec, understand Quebec, their own is their own country by now, and you meet specific requirements of this stream, you meet the language requirements, you meet the education requirements, you have relevant work experience, you have a job offer, and you're admissible to Canada. I have done a breakdown of the language requirements, the education requirements, the work experience requirements in the other video where I talked about the pilots, so that this video doesn't drag too long. There are certain requirements for language. I think this one, you need CLB 4 minimum, which is very, very low. Education, diploma, the least, you understand? Diploma is the least. And for your work experience, this is the part that I feel some people don't understand. You cannot part-time this experience. No. 6 months, continuous, full-time. So if you're within Canada and probably you wrote an SOP that boxed you into something, you cannot go and claim points on home care on part-time basis. You must have done it 6 months, continuous, full-time. 6 months continuous, so that you do not submit your application and you get into trouble. 6 months continuous full-time, or completed relevant training credentials in the past 2 years. There are certain training credentials that you must have completed. Now, for this training, there are also certain requirements you need. Please read so that you do not get PFL. Because if they ask you or you come and defend yourself, you don't know how to defend yourself. The two streams, remember that you have to put for your NOC. Home child care provider. NOC 44100. Don't go and put another thing. Some of you, you know too much. Don't go and put another thing. Early childhood educators and assistants. NOC code 42202. These are the two under childcare. You now, you want to go and put early childhood counselor. I did not say that. I said early childhood educators and assistants. They will soon say, as is getting it. Because you understand how frustrating it is for us. It gets very at some point I'm like, okay, open the website by yourself and read now. It's difficult. So these are the two under childcare. Now, if you're going under home support, you have two options as well. Home support workers, caregivers and related occupations, NOC 44101. Or nurse aid, orderlies, patient service associates, NOC 33102. Those of you in PSW, you fall under this one. Nurse aides and the rest of them. Those of you that are also in maybe DSW, caregiver, different parts, you can also use that one, 44101, or use 33102. This is for home support. For the child care, you have to be a early childhood educator and assistant, not counselor. Educator or assistant. Your experience as daycare teacher or early childhood educator doesn't count. Like, that's, go and read it. It's weird and confusing, but that's what they wrote there. Now, these are the two. You must match the NOC job description and include the main duties. In that, your later, like the job later, or the experience, your reference letter must match this NOC. Do not go and choose an NOC and write a different thing. It's weird that I have to explain this part, but you must have gained experience since you were 18 and older. So people that have very young children that called me, you cannot be less than. Like, okay, my daughter is 19. Can she apply for this? Unless she started working as a caregiver the day she turned 18, and then we now find a way to work ourselves up from that. There is no way, okay? You've gained within the 3 years before you apply. Any experience you gain after those 3 years doesn't count. So if you're saying, okay, I've been working for 10 years, the most recent 3 years is what counts. So if you stopped working at year 7 and started working as a banker, you cannot claim those points because you have to have been doing this within the last 3 years. It must be continuous, meaning you must have worked at least 6 months in a row. God, I beg. If you change jobs, there must be no breaks between them. No breaks. 6 months in a row. Must be full-time, meaning at least 30 hours of paid work per week. If you work multiple part-time jobs at a time, it only counts if it adds up to 30 per week for 6 months in a row. So if you say, okay, I was also working as a farmer, make sure that this one that this is your healthcare, at least 30 hours is what you gave to it for 6 months straight. Then you cannot give your other hours to your farming and banking and all of that. You must be authorized, and while you have authorized and while you had temporary resident status, if your work experience is gained in Canada. So for those of you claiming Canadian points, you make sure that you are not out of status. So for those of you that were wise, you fell out of status, you were hanging around. This part now might just hook your leg because the work could have been authorized under valid work permits and maintained status. Maintained status. Oh, I've fallen out of status. Carry your leg and leave. Oh, I see, if I leave Canada, I cannot come back. The truth is, even if you get PR in Canada, what status are you using to apply? What status? That's the part that people are not getting. I'm not chasing you. Are you not coming from a house? What is the thing that is making you so afraid to leave that you rather stay here and waste years without getting concrete this thing than for you to, because this process is going to take you about 5 to 6 months, end to end. Application, they will send you for biometrics, they will look at it, they'll send you for medical, they will do eligibility for another 1 whole month, they will check this bank statement, they will check. It's a lot. Especially for those of you out of Canada. Okay, so make sure that if your work experience was unauthorized, you may still be eligible on for the pilot under public policy. So for those of you that learn more about the additional requirements, if you're unauthorized, like you're out of status, if you're a home care worker without status or authorization, you may be eligible under public policy. That is this public policy. If you don't have legal status and you're not authorized to work, you have legal status as a visitor, but you're not authorized to work. Your previous work experience as a caregiver was not authorized or not gained while you're here. So who is eligible? You're in Canada when you apply. You do not have the authorization to work. You must have entered Canada legally on or before 2021. You had a work permit at some point during that period. You are not inadmissible for reasons other than overstaying your temporary resident status, working or studying on without authorization, having a family member who overstayed their temporary resident status. So if you're not eligible, you started living. Okay, I just read something because I staggered into this one. I was saying, like, for those of you that are out of status, you may have issues. But apparently, if you're out of status, but you entered Canada legally on or before 2021, you are the only one that they have small, I think, leverage for. This is new information. Because I didn't want to go into, like, why would somebody be out of state and all of that, but go into this is the official Canadian website. If you legally entered Canada on or before December 16th, 2021, you may still be able to apply. 2021. If those people that are not eligible to apply under this public policy, if you started living in Canada after 2021, if you have made a refugee claim, you cannot apply. If you're under removal order, it means you have overstayed your visa and they told you to go, you cannot apply. You're currently here on study permits. You're not done with your school. You cannot apply. You haven't had valid work permits at any point during your current period of residence in Canada. Work permits before this period of residence doesn't count. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So that is, for those of you that are out of status, you may need to go and read that up. Understand that for work experience, like I said, if you're a full-time student, it doesn't count. If you're self-employed, it doesn't count. Periods of unemployment doesn't count. Long-term parental leave also doesn't count. So if you're calling up a work experience and within that your work experience, you went on parental leave, you were sick, you were a student, it doesn't count. Okay, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Now, for training, you must have a credential of relevant training at least 6 months within or outside Canada. You cannot have on-the-job training. As do I need training, or I can just wake up and say somebody is hiring me or something. You need training of at least 6 months. It must be targeted towards the NOC, okay? So for early childhood, make sure you get a training from home child care providers. Same thing for the home support. Make sure you have a training. Make sure, it's full-time. The training too must be full-time. Must be at post-secondary level. So you didn't do the training before secondary school. Post-secondary level training, meaning at least 15 hours of training per week during the period of your study. 15 hours per week must be offered in person. Must have completed it while you're 17 or older, and must be completed within 2 years before you apply. So this your training cannot be older than 2 years from now. If you completed this training outside Canada, you don't need education credential assessments unless you're also using the training to meet up your education requirements. So good news for those of you that are calling up trainings that you probably had in Nigeria. You don't need to do worse on those trainings unless you want to use the training as part of your 2 or more, okay? What doesn't count as a training? Training that was targeted towards occupations other than those listed. Training that was done online and training on the job. So if you're working in a hospital with the kids and they trained you for 2 weeks, it doesn't count. You need to find a home care, child care organization that has training That's their training that they do for 6 months that you have to be attending. That's the one that counts. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. So I took time to explain this so that everybody gets to, you know, understand. And yeah, so let's go to the next point. We are still on who can apply. We are still on who can apply. All right, so the next stage is about getting a job offer. Now, you must be likely to accept the job offer and perform the job duties. Make sure that your employer checks the additional requirements through the home care worker pilot. So for those of you, genuine job offer, the job, of course, must be in the NOCs that they listed. Don't go and get job offer. They are telling you now that, hey, we need home care provider. Your own job offer is like, I know that it sounds funny, but I'm telling you that people will do that. They will do it. They will say, I didn't know. I thought all job offer is job offer. Please, no, it's not. Okay, so make sure your job offer is within. You have to be within Canada, of course, full-time. This job offer must be full-time. So for those of you that think, oh, I'm working in a bank, let me use this home care to enter, then I will not really be doing the work. It might worry you, oh, because the job offer must be full-time. There has to be a permanent employment, so there is no set end date. It cannot be a contract job. Permanent employment. The job offer must include your hourly wages, the employment requirements, the main duties. Must be genuine, meaning there's a real need to hire you. So for those of you that individuals are hiring, there has to be a need. Is there a child in the house? Is there a baby you're going to be taking care of? Is there an elderly person? There has to be a genuine need. The employer can fulfill the terms of the job, including paying you, meaning your employer has to show a bank statement that shows that they have enough funds to pay you. Okay? The employer follows the rules set by IRCC, federal and provincial legislation. Your wage must be equal to or higher than the job bank median wage. So if they are paying home care people 20, your employer cannot pay you less than that. Okay, so your employer should set around 21, 22, depending. Okay, if there's no provincial or territorial median, they should use the national one. So if in this province of Alberta they pay people 25, or they didn't write how much they pay, and nationally they pay, let's say 19, they can use the 19 to gauge and maybe pay you 20. Okay, very important that the person you're going to be using, or the organization, they know these things. Okay, if your employer is a business, they must have been providing the same type of care services as a job for at least 1 year. Now the fourth one says the employer must have a CRA business number and be either a private household or a business that has direct employer-employee relationship, meaning the employer is directly responsible for hiring employees, managing their work conditions, and paying. This includes organizations that hire directly full-time to provide short-term or occasional home care for those who are semi-independent and recovering from injuries. So we're talking home health care service providers, home care support service providers, direct care agencies, personal care services in residential setting, pediatric home health service providers. Who doesn't count as an eligible employer? So listen, a recruitment agency cannot be an eligible employer. An embassy cannot be an eligible employer. An employer found non-compliant. So this employer has different issues. Maybe it's a family person that's trying, you do not know that they are non-compliant. You've gone to gather documents and all of that. That can give you issues. You cannot employ yourself. You cannot say I'm a self-employed person. No. Your spouse, common law partner, parents, grandparents, or child. Listen, your spouse cannot employ you to take care of a child. Your common law partner, your parent, grandparent, or child, the child like me, going to say, okay, I want to employ my mom. This cannot fly. Okay, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Now, there's an employer form. Please, if you're going to be doing this for your sibling, or I'm sorry, if you're going to be doing this as an employer, it is important you use the correct form based on that employer. So there's the individual employers for private households. The form is there. And there's the business one. The form is there. You must sign it either digitally or by hand. And we may send you a letter to give to your employer, asking them to provide X provide us extra proof that the job is genuine and the employer is genuine. So please, as much as possible, make sure you don't tamper with anything so that tomorrow now it's not a situation of, oh, I see, somebody said they will help me. Now the person is not replying IRCC. What will I do? What doeth I? What is, please, everything has to be genuine, okay? Everything has to be genuine. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. So this is just the breakdown for the job offer points. How to apply is also there. What to do after you apply is also there. So the number they are looking for, home care worker immigration pilot program under childcare is 2,350. The number of people that want to apply are more than that. Out of status people, of course, 125. Same thing for the home support. It's opening 10 a.m. So please remember, we will accept new applications starting 10 a.m. until we reach our cap. And when they reach the cap, they will reset it for next year, March 31st. Okay? Now, if you're planning to come to Canada, now they're telling you that next year they're opening it. Please, if you're still, thinking about this pathway and you're like, okay, I don't have the money yet, now is the time to attend the childcare school, to go and look for this childcare job, to do everything you need to do. Okay, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So they say when they get to their cap, they are going to reset for next year. So the moment you see the time has reset, you've passed the point. Now people ask, okay, after applying, what will happen? Okay, so after you apply, what can you do? You get, if you're 14 to 79, you need to give your fingerprints, that's your biometrics. If this is true, even if you've given your biometrics and they're still valid, I think they said we will email you instructions after you pay your biometrics fee and complete. You have 30 days from the date of the letter to get your biometrics done. They'll book your medical exam, okay, make sure that you're okay. Then they start processing your application, and immigration officer will make sure you filled and signed all your applications correctly, including the required documents, checklist, and all of that. They will check your status while you wait for a decision. If you're currently in Canada, you can stay while you wait for the permanent residence as long as you maintain your temporary residence status. So if you know that your permit or whatever is expiring, make sure you have applied for your visit. Maintain your status, please. Okay? And it's valid within that period. A decision will be made on your application. If we approve your application, if we refuse, or if you want to withdraw the application. So there's if we refuse your application, that's the one I decided to click because I refuse. Okay. They say we'll submit you a letter to tell you why we refuse your application. You have to submit a new application, meet the eligibility criteria, and be found admissible to be reconsidered. Okay. So if they refuse you, they'll need you to submit a new application. Now, what they did not write here, which is a Canada way, they will not finish their thoughts. They did not write if the new application now you submit within this window or you wait for 2026. But hopefully it's within this window. If you submit a new application, you meet the criteria and you're found admissible, they may reconsider you, okay? So if they approve your application, make sure to pay your rights, your PRO fee. I think there are certain fees I paid when I was doing I feel like from this point, it will be easy on, okay? So this is straight PRO. This is not a work permit, anything. So from the point you get it, you get, they'll tell you when your card is coming and all of that. And for those of you that have been dying to visit your home country or whatever, when you get your card, you are now free to, step out and all of that. You're free now, depending on your status. But if you're out of status, that will be the card that enables you to be able to leave and still return to Canada, okay? Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I took out my time to explain this whole thing, and my thoughts and prayers to everybody that, fell into the wrong hands. Because one thing we try to do is inform. And I always am the kind of person that tell people, please do your own research. After I finish explaining, you do not understand, go to the Canada.ca website. I do not hoard websites. do your own research. Every single thing you need to know is on there. If you still want me to be the one to, you know, take you through everything you need to do, we have just a couple of days. So if you're here, or those of you that are out of Canada, that you just want to start the preparation, you want me to say it, or you want me to attend to your documents and the rest of them, it is not free. At all, it is not free. So please, you can shoot me an email, aciddarling.abba@gmail.com or asitonka_terms@yahoo.com. So thank you guys so much for watching. I remember your girl Acid Darling. Please make sure to like, subscribe. Hopefully, I would be getting, you know, we're getting more updates, not just this one. We have several updates of people going through different things, and while we use it to educate ourselves, I hope that we can be able to learn a thing or two. All right, guys, thank you so much. I missed you all so much. Please check out my other videos, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.